and then he had to stick it on, and then get his camera.
Somehow that doesn't sound like a really fun thing to do. But
On the city council, and this is my third term on the assembly.
Yeah,
and I
isn't
get
it?
a station is trying to coordinate all the efforts of all of the local municipal governments and state agencies dealing with economic development. And we're doing some upgrades to the Native Museum at a Pioneer Park, and that's going to run about $2,000. If you haven't been out to the Native Museum out at the Pioneer Park, we have some individuals that are working out there in a Vista volunteer, and they're really making it look good again. So that'll be one of our jewels of Pioneer Park.
Okay.
And then, other than those financial matters, there's quite a few zoning requests that are before the Assembly. One is, and I know this is very important to this area, it's whether or not a tanning salon become a permitted use in a multifamily residential professional office district. And this has been proposed by Ms. Foote, and it really generated a lot of discussion at our work session, and the Planning Commission and the Planning Department urges us to vote no. A lot of people on the Assembly were discussing, what's the difference between what's the difference between having
a beauty salon or just a tanning parlor?
Tanning salon, and a lot of it's got to do with whether or not it's a multiple family office, whether or not it's a retail space versus a professional use, and so I'm sure it's going to generate a lot of interest in the community. I'm in favor of voting against putting a tanning salon. I think, to me, and this is just speaking for myself as an individual, that this is a way to try to resolve the problem in the North Pole area with the person that wants to have their property rezoned, and I don't think we should do that. I think if we're going to look at changing the uses that are permitted in various zones, we should do it on a broad scale review, not just trying to take care of one problem with a tanning salon. And I know that the community of North Pole, and especially that neighborhood, is not very much in favor of that. We also have outside of Alston Road, near where the industrial area is, but also near Pega Road, there's some rezones out in that area. And there's been a lot of discussion through the Planning Commission and the Assembly about not piecemealing changes to the zoning code. But if we're going to take an area and change it from general use down to residential, that we should do it as a whole neighborhood, not one little piece at a time. We don't want to have some problems like we have in other parts where there's so many different zoning designations. For example, let's say we're going to develop a community neighborhood, and we don't want to have a GU1, which is general use, a commercial, multiple family, all of these, we need to kind of look at it. And I think the mayor is going to start looking at trying to pick some areas of the community where we're going to try to do that on a wholesale basis. There's also a rezone on Happy Creek to go to rural estate 2, and I don't think there's any problem with that. And then the mayor has introduced through the land department, we're going to rezone all of the parks along the river in Fairbanks, parts of Griffin Park, Rail Landing, Slaterville Park, Riverside Park, and Snedden Memorial Park to outdoor recreation, so that as we're developing the beauty of our river, all of these parks are going to stay outdoor recreation, and that wasn't controversial at all. So people might think that looking at zoning changes is not a very interesting thing to do on the Assembly, but as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the most important things we do, because ownership of property and how it's being used in the community really impacts every neighbor, and so we really have to look at that. And so when the Planning Commission votes 0 to 8 to approve something, it certainly piques up our interest on the Assembly, and we look at that recommendation very seriously. So that's it for
Okay,
Tim
that's
Beck.
it. That's it for the Assembly news.
Right, and then
Okay.
I just wanted to mention that I'm running for re-election, and this past 2 years, I think I've really gotten a lot done. I was chair of the
Buzz.
that since I'm on the Assembly and I voted to let the voters decide, that I'm not going to put my position. There's a lot of why did you even vote to put the sales tax in front of the voters, but nobody in the borough has voted on this issue in 20 years.
It always comes up, though.
At the city level.
Yeah.
At the city
At the
level. At the
city level,
city
not
of
the borough.
city of Fairbanks, but at the borough level, borough-wide, we haven't voted on it in 20 years. And I'm really curious to see how the voters are going to deal with it, because it really comes down to your own personal needs as a homeowner or as a renter, and you need to look at whether or not it's going to help you in your home, and you have to look at what you spend other than normal food and groceries and rent and utilities. So the sales tax really just looks at what is the non-exempt items that would be taxed on, and whether or not your property tax reduction would cover that. And I know there's a lot of controversy in it, and so I'm going to be answering questions about it as it comes up. You know, what I know as an Assembly person, but I'm not going to give my opinion. I think the voters need to tell us what to do.
Right. I had a question. Somebody asked
Sure.
me to ask a candidate.
Sure.
And since you've been on the Assembly, you probably have a little more insight.
Sure.
And that is, why is the Assembly putting the what I want to call it, the hot lunch or the lunch program for the schools? Why are they building that and trying to put it in the railroad district when they got so much more other land all around that they could put it in?
That's a really good question. And that was the mayor's and the school district's decision. They had to look at what land we had and where it could be a central location. And that was very controversial. And all of those resolutions that we had about where the railroad would go and whether or not it would be the southern bypass route, I voted against those resolutions. I did not support the mayor on that. I think that we really need to be negotiating more with the railroad. But as far as where the central kitchen should be,
That's right.
I kind of question that as to why would we want to put it in an industrial area where a chemical explosion could happen. But I don't think that there was any other really good place. And it used to be done at Allison.
Right.
And then it gets shipped out. So I'm sure it had a lot to do with where the center of the population is and how much it costs. You know, we have to really be looking at how much does it cost for fuel these days and gasoline. So that's where it went. It wasn't my choice.
Okay.
Thank
Valerie
you.
Darian, who is running for, what's your seat?
Assembly seat I.
Assembly seat I. And phone number, people want to get in contact with you?
Sure, it's 456-8113.
Okay, and you will be at some of the forums, so anybody...
Sure, and I'm looking forward to the TV show
Right.
this coming month.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Valerie.
Bye.
Appreciate you coming out. And you have your donut and coffee?
No donuts.
Oh, no
Coffee.
donut. Okay. All right. So I appreciate her coming out today. And you listen to some of these candidates and find out who you want to vote for, because they all have particular ideas and things that they would like to bring across. And of course, some of those that have been on the Assembly, they have a track record, so you can look at their track record and see what they've done and go from there.